fantastic words and music together and put these highlight clips together, and it's like, wow. So yes, I've been moved to tears more than once. There's more than one moment. So my favorite one is when they won the first world championship, when he was with the trophy, holding the trophy with his father. I think that's probably a lot of Jordan fans' greatest memory, because that he was sharing that moment with somebody that brought him so far and gave him so much. He was able to share that with his father, and I think that and any clips that you see about Jordan.
How did you feel watching that moment with his father?
I felt that was, could have been my family, could have been anybody's family, could have been my way with my family of saying, hey, thanks, Dad, for everything that you gave me. He was sharing the most incredible moment of his life with somebody that, well, his father, that number one gave him life, but number two was there to support him. And I just felt very connected to him at that moment, because that was a very family moment.
You guys worried about her? Yeah. Think she likes him too much?
Yeah. She begs to see him, and she wishes she wants to see him. She wishes she wants to see him.
Really? Why?
Because she likes him.
Are you ever afraid that she's going to trade one of you for a Michael Jordan signed basketball?
Yeah.
I had back to school night a month ago, and all the parents came in and said, oh my goodness, look at all the Michael Jordan things, along with, intermixed with the teaching things, and it was sort of neat that everybody got to see that. We have fun in here, and I think that that's part of it, because we use a lot of Michael Jordan's things. In my teaching, I use a lot of Michael heroes, lessons, and all this, which is really good for the kids. I try to get the message across to the kids about a hero, that it's somebody that you don't have to be like Mike, but it's somebody that you want to take good qualities. Go in and talk about Michael Jordan, and I say, well, I am not exactly like Michael Jordan. I do not dress like Michael Jordan. I do not hold, a job like Michael Jordan. But what I try to say to them is, a hero is somebody that you can take good things from. I saw him play once, and I saw him play against the Sixers. It was Jerry Stackhouse's rookie season. We got there early, of course, hoping to propel myself out on the court, but I wasn't able to get out there. I remember him coming through the tunnel, and I just remember not being able to breathe. I looked at him and I thought, is this for real? This man, incredible. We were 4 rows back, right in the center section, and my husband would say things to me, at least I think he did, and just nudge me. 5 or 6 times nudged me. And I was just, my eyes did not, even when he was out of the game, I was looking down the court to see him sit. And it was really neat, because when he got to check in the game, he had to come in front of us, the scores table, to wipe his feet on that thing. And I just remember standing there thinking, why can't I be down there? Why couldn't I even be the floor mat that he's wiping his feet on? And I actually felt I was close enough to feel he was breathing. I was breathing the same air that he was breathing, and his sweat was dripping on me. And then we left the game, and I was such on a high. And then we left, and I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep from my house to Philly, or from Philadelphia to our house, and then for 2 days I didn't talk about another thing besides this game.
I know I'm her number one man, but Michael's a close, I would say maybe 1.5.
So if he came by to take her out on a date one night, would you be okay with that, if it was, as long as it was just?
I don't think I'd mind. The only thing that I would probably ask for is if I could get to ride along. Yeah, I'd be the chaperone to wherever they would go. No.
I just feel I have to meet Michael. Then my life would be complete. I've got a husband, I've got 3 kids. The only thing left for me to do is to meet Michael, and then I'm done. I don't even need to retire. I could work till I'm 90. I don't care. I just want to meet Michael. Give me 10 minutes. That's all I want.
And what would you do in those 10 minutes?
Just tell him how much I've enjoyed watching him, how great of a basketball player I think he is, and just thank him. I just want to say, hey, thanks, because he's touched not only my life, but I think everybody in the world knows who Michael Jordan is, and just to say thanks, because I think this is such a cut and dry and an oftentimes mean world, and I think somebody needs to say to him, hey, you're doing okay.
Here. Yeah. Now this is starting to look right. It's starting to look like someone we can trust. Someone we can rely on. Someone that's gonna come through in the clutch. Yeah. I'm liking this. Abraham Lincoln, one of the most respected figures in all of American history. I guess you could call him a hero, the great emancipator. He kept the country together during a bloody civil war, had the Capitol dome built so congressmen would have a place to hide their money. But 100 years later, whether we like it or not, it's not the Washingtons or the Lincolns or the Benedict Arnolds that are the heroes of our youth, the role models. Sure, he freed a few slaves and kept the country together and made long-winded speeches that nobody really understood. But you've got to do a lot more than that to garner a dedicated, loyal, rabid following. You've got to have a tomahawk dunk. You've got to win championships. You've got to get the endorsements. You've got to get your face on a box of Wheaties. You've got to do those things to be an American hero in the 90s.
In this country, we don't have royalty, right? We don't have kings and queens. Never have, but what we do have are idols. They can come from the field of show business, movie stars. They can come from the field of sports. They can come from politics, whatever. But I think that, you know, we have this need and this hunger to elevate certain individuals to this kind of royalty-like stature and present them as examples of human perfection, let's say. And I think that his image has achieved that.
I think the American public is really in dire need of a decent hero and role model, and he's done so much physically, athletically, and internationally.
These kids see this very stylish man, very clean cut, very, not 15 earrings in his ear and fingernails painted black and, cornrows hanging down. And I think, he's never had an arrest. He's never been, his front page, his mugshot has never been in the post office. And I think that in itself speaks more than coming out and saying, this is what I believe in, this is what I don't believe in. And I think the kids, a lot of kids and even adults can draw their own conclusions from that. He does seem to be a very good person.
I think his image has been very carefully cultivated by, David Falk, his agent, and himself, in terms of representing the most virtuous values of hard work and success and clean living and that sort of thing. And so there becomes established over time this connection between an image and what that represents.
Compare Michael Jordan to Abraham Lincoln.
Real good comparison. They're both about 6'4", great leaders. Abe probably held on to his hair a lot longer than Jordan, but Jordan's got the better first step. I'd say baseline, I give it to Jordan. From the top of the key or any kind of speech about war, got to go with Lincoln.
He represents things that transcend basketball.
Sign my petition to have this monument turned into the Michael Jordan Memorial. You can turn this into the Michael Jordan Memorial. Would you sign my petition? Sign my petition? Change to the Michael Jordan Memorial? Petition, change this to the Michael Jordan Memorial? Sign my petition?
Good idea.
Oh, you want to know what I'm doing? I'm just making a little Michael Jordan documentary.
You have a permit?
Hey, wait, this isn't
Not an area.
anything, nothing serious.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Eric Braverman, Action Sports, outside the Indianapolis 500, the biggest sports spectating event in America, possibly the world. Over 500,000 people inside. We're looking for Michael Jordan fans. Michael Jordan fans?
No.
Want to talk about Mike Jordan? Worried about him? Worried about how upset Michael is today about the loss? Worried about Michael Jordan's feelings?
Nope.
Couldn't find a one. Looking for intelligent life? Couldn't find any. 500,000 people sharing a tooth. Well, now I made my appointment to get to talk to you, and you're Michael Jordan.
I am Michael Jordan, yes.
What's it like to be Michael Jordan in the city of Chicago?
Oh, well, it's a lot of fun. I've had a lot of interesting experiences being called Michael Jordan, probably the most interesting of which are trying to get people to believe me that that's really my name.
So what do you have to do, show ID all the time?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I just have to follow with a statement, that's really my name.
Now, has it been more of a problem or a good thing?
No, it's been a good thing. It's been a lot of fun. I've had a lot of interesting experiences as a result of being Michael Jordan, the dentist. Been on TV about 6 times with this. Been on the radio a few times. I've been in Sports Illustrated this year, and I'm in a book about Michael, a number of newspapers. It's been a blast.
What's your slam dunk?
I would say my slam dunk would have to be my cosmetic bonding.
Cosmetic bonding?
Cosmetic bonding.
It was hard to tell my father. I'm his only girl, I'm his baby girl, and not only was I getting married, but I was getting married to a man who was obsessed with Michael Jordan. And I don't think my father realized the extent of that until I brought pictures of his room home to California with me. And it took him a couple months before he realized that Nathan wasn't a cuckoo head, you know, before he said, oh, well, this kid actually has something else inside of him.
My name's Nathan. I'm the biggest Michael Jordan collector in the world, and this is my Church of Michael. You know, I have over 6,000 cards, 400 magazines, 40 posters, autographed basketballs, autographed baseballs, golf balls, autographed jersey, Wheaties boxes, toys, candy bars, chewing gum, everything that Michael Jordan's ever come out with. You know, I have it. I've worked on this room for a little over 10 years, and this is it. You know, this is the pinnacle of Michael Jordan collecting it right here. This is the shrine of all shrines that could ever be created for Michael Jordan.
Is Michael Jordan a god?
Yes. You know, he does everything so well, and you know, I think everybody looks up to him, and he's perfect. You know, he's everything that you would think a god would be. So, yeah, I think he is.
Should the whole Michael Jordan thing, should it be a religion? Is it?
It should be. You know, often whenever people don't call this a shrine, I always call it the Church of Michael. And you know, often I find myself at certain times of the day I have to come over here and pay homage to Michael.
What percentage of your life is occupied by Michael Jordan?
Probably around 99%.
99% of your life is involved with Michael Jordan.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm always thinking, just, you know, Michael Jordan this, you know, I got to get this Michael Jordan thing, or, you know, just thinking back to memories and stuff like that.
So if Michael Jordan were never born, what would we be in this room talking about right now?
I wouldn't be here, because then I wouldn't have a purpose on the planet, so I don't guess I would have fit into God's scheme of things.
Really? So without Michael Jordan, you just curl up in the fetal position?
Yes, I would.
So is Michael Jordan, is he your drug of choice?
Yeah, I would have to say so. I mean, you know, that's where all my money goes. So yeah, I guess you could say that it is it is an addiction.
I had no clue in the beginning.
So you mean when he was first courting you, he didn't tell you that his main focus in life was Michael Jordan?
He mentioned it here and there. I don't think he mentioned it for a very specific reason, because it would have scared me off.
Nathan is considerably larger than his sister, and he would make her learn all of the numbers and the vital statistics for every member of the team. He would sit there and he'd be holding her hand or something, and he'd say, "What Michael Jordan birthday?" And if she couldn't answer, he would squeeze or hit her or, do something to her arm or everything else, squeeze her head or, come up and put her in there and do all kind of neat things. And if she was wrong, then she would take a beating for it. And at first, Tamara was just getting the hell beat out of her all the time. But she got to where she knew just about as much as what
Do you
as
condone
Nathan.
that?
When I was getting married for the second time, Nathan, I decided I wanted to walk down the aisle. We decided to get married in February during Mardi Gras season. And I went to Nathan and said, I'm going to get married here. He said, why not get married on Michael Jordan's birthday? And because he was doing the honor of walking me down the aisle, I thought it'd just kind of be a cool thing to do. So that is what we did. Nathan walked me down the aisle wearing a Michael Jordan tie and a 23 earring. After the wedding, at the reception, someone stood up for a toast, and right before the first dance, the very first toast that was made, someone stood up and said, I think we need to have a toast to the whole reason why we're here. Here's to Michael Jordan.
He's so impulsive and obsessive about this man and collection.
Are you guys going to have a Michael Jordan wedding? I mean, will you all be wearing Air Jordans and Michael Jordan tuxedo? Will you
Nathan's dream is to get married in Chicago, where the Bulls play, with Michael Jordan there.
Would you like Michael Jordan to actually marry you two?
Well, if he couldn't do that, Nathan's next best answer is to fly to Las Vegas, where Michael got married, and get married in the same chapel. Nathan definitely wants to have children named after Michael Jordan, and that's a constant battle.
Because you
Between,
don't want
I don't mind, and I love the name, but I don't want 4 boys named Michael Jordan Caraway.
Michael Jordan 1, Michael Jordan 2, Michael Jordan
Which
3.
Nathan would love to have if he could have it that way.
After I have kids, stuff like that, the way that kids are, they like to get into things. Whenever I get another house and put all this stuff, transfer it and make hopefully even a bigger church, they won't be allowed in it. It'll be under lock and key.
Well, at any age will they be allowed in it?
No, not at all. I might take them in there. They can have supervised visitations, but other than that, that's going to be about the.
What if they don't care? What if they don't go, Dad, I don't care about Michael Jordan. He's a bum.
If that happened, I would disown them. They'd have to go live on the street.
What happens if you come home when your young kid has half of your Jordan rookie in his mouth?
Kill him. Take him out.
Even if he doesn't know any better. He's only 4 months old.
He should know better. And then I'd kill Kathleen for letting him into the room.
What was the goal of this room?
The goal still hasn't been attained, but I really want to get everything that's been made. I mean, I know that's almost impossible, but anything that I see that I don't have, I get it. If I find some way to get it, and I always work out stuff. But I want to have everything that's that's out there. In the earlier years, I would probably spend 30 hours a week in here. Just whenever I come in here to pay homage, just come in here and you look around and just admire all the great things that he's done. All the accomplishments, all the shots, just all the memories. You just sit back and you look at certain things and just remember moments, like the time when he dunked over Ewing. You just remember when he did it, how he did it, how much enthusiasm he had when he did it, and how much enthusiasm I had when he did it. Just recreating memories, and it's great. If I was to lose my job and stuff like that, I think I'd go out and pillage and steal to keep up the Jordan stuff coming in.
Does it ever scare you? Does that ever scare you?
Sometimes, yes, it does.
Well, how do you keep up on all these magazines? How do you know they're coming out, or how do you see them?
Every day after, either after work or before I go to work, I always go to Walmart and Delshamps and check and look at the magazines that come in. And then every Wednesday, I go to Books A Million and Barnes and Noble.
Every day and every week.
Every day and every week.
Now, who is this? Is that the guy from Pulp Fiction?
No, that's Michael Jordan. It's a Michael Jordan doll from Russia. It had the rest of the Dream Team inside of it, but I threw them away because they weren't. I didn't feel that they were worthy to be inside of Michael.
You couldn't give them away to someone else or sell them. You just tossed them in the trash.
Yeah,
Came all the way from Russia to go in the trash can.
Just tossed them.
What's this?
It's Michael Jordan.
After shower body
spray.
Do you mind?
Oh, sure. Go ahead. See.
I'm gonna get some chicks. I want to taste it, but I'm afraid that I'm gonna like it too much. Now, the jersey in the case there seems like a big spot in the church here. What's the significance behind it?
Yeah, this is the most important piece of the collection. It's an Upper Deck authenticated autographed Michael Jordan game jersey.
So, aren't you ever afraid that Upper Deck just has some old woman chained to a desk that had memorized his signature? Is just signing this stuff?
Well, you would hope that that no company would do that, but you know, whenever you turn the lights off and stuff like this, it kind of glows and shows Michael Jordan's aura around it. You know, even though I've had it for a couple of years, it still has his magic. My friend was gonna take over my room. And I didn't have a problem with that as long as he wouldn't screw around with anything in the room and wouldn't roughhouse or do anything in here. I came back one day and he had taken everything, every poster, every magazine, every card, everything down and put it in boxes. There was no way that he was gonna, you know, take all my stuff down and destroy the church. So we got into a pretty big fight over it.
Did he get hurt?
Oh yeah, I heard him.
Do you think it's normal, his over interest in Michael Jordan?
As far as normalcy, no. I think in the beginning it was just an interest. I thought it was great, but through the years when he started getting the bricks and the pieces of flooring and all of that, and when he started getting the McDonald's liners for the trays instead of the McJordan burger, that's when I kind of thought maybe it had crossed the line.
My friends actually teased me if I had the chance to have some Michael Jordan feces or something like that. You know, sure, put it in a jar, slap it on there. I'm proud to you know, put up in my collection and hail it as Michael's.
Say you came home to your apartment one night and you caught your fiance in bed with Michael Jordan. What would that evening be like?